probably dead. His body will come popping up in the last reel somewhere. Eyes gouged out, fingers cut off, teeth knocked out. See, the police are always off track with this shit. If they watch prom night, they'd save time. There's a formula to it. A very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect.
Here's Johnny. Groovy.
Yo, welcome back to the spooky season, the horror-themed Halloween time of year here at Fandom Frequency, where we break down everything in the world of pop culture, whether that's horror, whether that's comic book movies, whether that's the latest and greatest albums, man. We got a lot of great stuff planned for the channel and a lot of great things in the works here, but we cover everything in the world of pop culture that we can humanly get to, that's humanly possible. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You get the gist. We are here today to talk about one of the gnarliest fucking things I've ever seen in my life, and I'm talking about Damien Leone's latest film, Terrifier 2. That's right, Terrifier Dos, man. The sequel, the highly anticipated sequel to one of the most fucked up slashers of all time, featuring potentially, maybe, our next horror icon. He is definitely in the running, and he's definitely one of those nominees to be inducted in that freshman class, if you know what I'm saying. Art the Clown. Art the Clown, played by the fantastic actor himself, David Howard Thornton. This man is killing it as Art the Clown, and I gotta say, so effective in both the first film and the second film. Before we move any further, make sure you smash that subscribe button right below the video. You know you wanna be a part of this great, positive, fun, geeky community here at Fandom Frequency, man. We've been having a lot of fun discussion here on the channel. So hop into the comments below. Let us know what you thought about Terrifier 2. Let us know what you think about the franchise overall. Is it a little too gory for you? Is it not gory enough? Do you love Art the Clown? Do you think he's overrated? We want to hear from y'all in the comments below from all walks of life. We want to discuss it with you. But it's time for me to get into my spoiler-filled thoughts of Terrifier 2. And just to give you some background on myself for you new viewers here, as you see, we're doing the whole spooky season thing here on the channel. I love horror. I love Halloween. Always have ever since I was a kid. Halloween for me has always just been a fun time of year. You know, play pretend, scare your friends, have a good time, get some candy, party a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Once you get to those teenage years, that's what it is for me. Halloween is always a celebration of the spooky, the scary, the darker side of life in a fun capacity and in a fun way. And just love, you know, the feeling of getting scared and getting spooked and scaring other people and all that, you know what I'm saying? And it takes a lot to scare your boy these days, but I love scaring others. It's a fun thrill. It's a fun blast. And getting creeped out and scared, it's a fun thrill, you know what I'm saying? I ain't Tom Cruise where I need the adrenaline, but that's the way I like to get it. So that's what it's all about for me, man. And just getting my background as a Terrifier fan, not necessarily a big fan of the original film per se. I like it. I just actually rewatched it again today in preparation for Terrifier 2 dropping. But yeah, watched it earlier today. Then got a chance to go check out the movie later on, Terrifier 2. God damn, we're going to get into that. But gotta say, with the original film, loved Art the Clown, loved everything going on with that. The kills are gnarly. That is an understatement. Holy shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. From one end to the other with the saw. You know, if you know. IYK, YK. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? IYK, YK. If you know, you know. Holy shit. Damn. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing that was really holding back the original Terrifier for me was just the lack of story and or character development or just really cool cast of characters you can really get invested in. Just kind of get with these random two chicks on a Halloween night in this town, and there you go. You know what I'm saying? And let me see. Can I actually pull the name of the town? what is it? Something County, whatever. But in their little Mill County, I think is what it's called. The town there, Art the Clown's wreaking havoc, has been, but you're not quite sure if he's supernatural, a human, something in between, where obviously it is definitely somewhere in between. And by the end of the original, the motherfucker shot himself in the face, through the head, through the back of his head, got taken to the coroner's office, woke the fuck up, killed the coroner in the most brutal way possible at the beginning of Terrifier 2, picking up right there exactly a year after he attacked the girl and killed her sister Tara in the original Terrifier. So where that leaves off with Homegirl actually all scarred up, going to kill the news lady that's exploiting her story, and had like a kind of a little bit of a breakdown on the show when she went to do an interview about the whole ordeal that went down on Halloween night at Mills County at the hands of Art the Clown, man. And everything goes on from there. But yeah, the original film's okay. It's a solid slasher flick, you know what I'm saying? If you're into the gore, if you're a gore hound, if you like the fucked up, crazy violence, it's there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with violence, but goddamn, this shit is just goddamn. But picking up here from going on there, or going on from there and picking up in Terrifier 2. I'm at a loss for words with this thing, man. I gotta say, holy shit. Wow. Man. Damn. I enjoyed it. I gotta say, starting off with the positives, it is very enjoyable. I absolutely love all the main cast for the most part, dude. I thought every actor was actually delivering and really doing their thing, and there was actually a story to tell this time, centered around a family of three, going on here with our main final girl, Sienna Shaw, played by the very talented Lauren Lavera. Very, very awesome, man. Lauren Lavera absolutely killed it as Sienna in this thing. I love the whole character arc that she goes on. And I'm looking at her resume right now, and she hasn't done too many things, man, but that definitely needs to change sooner rather than later, because she was absolutely amazing in this role. I really loved her in this movie. She did such a great job. You know you got David Howard Thornton back in the clown makeup, fucking up people once again. And you also have her family. Her little brother Jonathan, played by a young little actor, Elliot Fulham. And then you have her mother, played by, let me see if I can find her. Casey Harnan? No, that was the young girl. That was her friend, Santa's friend. Let me see. I'm trying to find the woman that played the mother. Where is the mother? Oh, man, I cannot find her. But anyways, I thought she did a pretty good job, and all the main cast was really great. And you had a new introduction of a freaky-ass character played by a young child actress named, let me see here, Amelie McLean. Wow. She plays this, like, little girl version of Terrifier, of Art the Clown. And it's, like, potentially could be one of his victims in the past, someone he killed years ago. A young girl, apparently, so I guess he's on his Freddy Krueger tip in more ways than one. And yeah, she's up in here. She's freaking me the fuck out. And we're centered on this this family of three. And you got the sister and the brother. They're trying to do their thing. You know, the sister's getting her costume together for Halloween. The brother wants to actually dress up as Art the Clown, which is fucked up, and he's definitely going to change his mind later on that shit. But we comes to find out all that curiosity, all the morbid curiosity, if you will, comes from the fact that their father passed away, killed himself, actually, and had a sketchbook where he was actually a character designer, and he had actually drew sketches of Art the Clown and had newspaper clippings of the different cases and unfortunate murders that took place in Mill County or whatever.
It was him. Something really bad's gonna happen tonight.
Is that Daddy's sketchbook?
Look here.
How long have you had this? Jonathan, answer me. You know how long we've been looking for this.
And his dad seemed very obsessed with this stuff. And apparently his mental illness that he was going through all stems from a tumor he had in his brain. Very much reminds me of Malignant, James Wan's latest film, if you've seen that from that was last year, wasn't it? Yeah, last year. Malignant dropped on HBO Max, Warner Brothers flick. Really good stuff. You should check that out if you haven't. But very much reminding me of that plot element of the tumor driving someone crazy and making them do bad stuff or whatever. So that kind of plays through with their dad and all that stuff, and they have all this different trauma and stuff that they're dealing with from the past and everything like that. So they're trying to move on, move forward. The sister's going to go out with her friends, go to this big Halloween party and all that. And the rest of the craziness ensues. And let me tell you, if you want Carnage candy, this is the motherfucking motherlode. This is Willy Wonka's Carnage Factory, okay? Holy shit. If you thought the last movie was going to go balls to the wall, this is fucking the balls live on the wall. Holy shit, man. I gotta tell you, at times, even for me, it went too far. I was like, holy shit, enough. I don't want to watch him do that. Stop eating the organ. Like, I don't need to see that. Holy shit, man. Like, it's kind of a positive and a negative, and it's a mixed element for sure, because I'm like, damn, I admire you going there, but fuck. Jeez, can we calm down and cut to something else? Like, woo, let me tell you. But, I do appreciate him just going there in 2022, man, because you don't see a lot of movies that gory these days, man. That's some, like, old school video nasty type shit, man. Let me tell you, they earn the grindhouse vibe in this one. But let me tell you something else, guys. The production value is way up through the charts compared to the last one. Apparently, they got about $100,000 or so or something like that for this movie. It definitely doesn't look like that. This looks like a damn near, like, Blumhouse, like, you know, level, like, low budget, like $10-15 million movie. It looks like that type of quality, and it's nowhere near the millions. So I definitely want to give Damien Leone, the director, and the team big props on that. The entertainment value really went up through the roof. I think it might be the same guy doing the music, but the music was really well done. I love the way, like, the gore effects in this one looked even more real than the last time. Because, wow, man. Because there was a couple effects in the last one where I was like, yeah, it looks a little fakeish, but it's all right. That tends to happen with practical at times. There's only so far you can go with it, which is why people want to jump to the CGI right away, but that doesn't necessarily work out either. But yeah, man, whoa. Crazy stuff, man, crazy stuff. But yeah, and another thing I want to point out, too, Felissa Rose. We had a quick Felissa Rose cameo up in there. Horror royalty. She is, of course, the iconic killer of the original Sleepaway Camp from 1983. That's another can of worms in and of itself. That's a crazy ass movie series right there. We might have to cover that on the channel one day. But yeah, the great Felissa Rose pops up in here real quick as one of Jonathan's teachers and all that. And you actually get the kid that plays Anthony in Cobra Kai up in here, the young actor Griffin Santapatro. I'm going to go with Griffin Santapatro, okay? And if it's wrong, it's wrong. But fuck it. He was up in here real quick, too, as one of Jonathan's little friends or whatever. And, yeah. But, yeah, man, this shit is absolutely insane. Like, freaking Sienna goes through all this stuff. She ends up getting drugged with Molly by her friend, trying to help her have a good time and whatnot. And all that shit goes down the drain because Art gets loose in the neighborhood, kills off her friend Allie, kills off her mom, and just goes on a complete rampage through the town. And the way that they expand on the lore and introduce all these dream sequences is very, very interesting, very well done, and at times can be a little jarring. But, man, it was so cool sometimes the way you couldn't quite tell what was real and what wasn't. Is that girl really there? Is she wasn't? Is the little girl that Terrifier is running, that Art the Clown's running around with, is she really there? Who is the girl? Is she that? Is she one of the victims from the past? Is that just a rumor? I don't know, man. It's very interesting, but it's some crazy stuff. I got to tell you, it's some crazy stuff, man. But yeah, like I said, they just crank everything up to 11, and they just really step up the story department, the acting, and the character department. All the characters are much more fleshed out for the most part, especially your main characters with Sienna and Jonathan. You really get an understanding of where those characters are coming from, what they've been through, the struggles they're going through, and they definitely go on a real character arc that is not cannot be said for the original. So I definitely want to give them props on that, man. And one thing, too, that you can't go without saying, and I already mentioned it briefly, but I just want to give him a little more love, man. David Howard Thornton has really done such a great job at creating a wholly unique killer clown character. That's not easy to do with Pennywise and all these litany of killer clown characters that have been done over the past 30, 40 years and throughout history with real life serial killers and stuff like that. It's very, very interesting and so impressive to see the way that David Howard Thornton can just put together this character that really feels like something that we could get attacked by, but at the same time brings like this mystical kind of otherworldly Freddy Krueger vibe to the character with the mannerisms and with the laughing without actually making any noise and all that. And the way that the character is silent but so damn deadly and so interesting and so intriguing, and you really know what he's feeling and what the emotions are going through that psycho's mind at the time, all with his facial expressions and his mannerisms and his actions. And that to me cannot be understated, man. I can fully understand why horror fans are definitely throwing Art into the running for becoming that next horror icon, because he really does create an amazing performance when in these two movies with Terrifier 1 and 2, but especially in the second one that we're mostly focused on. And he even elevates that and brings new shades to the character, dealing with the little girl thing now that's running around with him doing fucked up shit. Just the way he's playing off that character is even more disturbing than before. And how you flash to certain points where he's seeing that character, but the character isn't really there because one of his victims sees him playing patty cake with the air and shit. So that character isn't really there, but we see the character there, but Sienna can see the character, and so can Jonathan, but other people don't see the character. It's fucking crazy, man. Like, and still I'm kind of wondering, is some of what we saw not really happening? You know what I mean? It's like unreliable type narrator type shit. Kind of reminded me of Joker in that way, just a recent movie from the last few years that was doing something similar with a villainous character in a really dark thriller horror type vibe of movie. So, man, really, really, really crazy freaking ballsy shit, man. And I gotta say, like I said or mentioned before, some of my mixed elements here for the movie. Some of the kills I think is just a bit too gratuitous, even for the style of grindhouse vibe that they're going for. It's a little much, man. I think you could have stopped a couple times at where they went. Like, you'll see him pretty much killing these people and like attempting to kill them and torturing them in like 8 to 10 different ways. Sometimes you could have just saw it in 5 or 6 ways and that'd have been enough. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's a bit too much, but it's so well done. Even when it's a bit too much, it's like, holy shit. So maybe that's the point. Maybe it's just too much for me. So your mileage can vary in that department. And I will say some of the ambiguity and some of the overall lore and things that they're introducing with this, with the sword that the dad left to Sienna and them, what's the overall significance with that? What's the dad's connection to Art the Clown? Is he Art the Clown? That's my big theory. Are they related to him in some way? What is the connection with the blade, them, and Art the Clown, the costume, the character design, with the sketches in their dad's book? What is the dad's connection to Art the Clown?
That girl, only she didn't look human. There's some kind of connection between her, the old carnival, and the Miles kind of clown. Something really bad's gonna happen tonight. I know it.
And what is their connection to their dad, to Art the Clown? How does all this tie together, right? That's the big thing there that's a little bit mixed for me, because depending where things go, if they do a third installment, that could determine how everything kind of plays out in this movie and how it kind of colors that differently when I go back to watch it in the future when I know what all the answers are. But I do also enjoy the fact that he raises a lot of questions, Damien Leone, that is, because he is also the writer. I love how he raises a lot of questions, answers some questions, brings a lot of these new elements into play, and really lets you know there's a lot of weird, mystical type shit going on here, but we don't know why, we don't know how, we don't know exactly how that goes down, but we know there's some otherworldly aspects to Art the Clown and the overall proceedings there. Like, Sienna gets stabbed through the freaking stomach with this blade, right, with this little sword thing, and it heals itself separately and independently from the blade healing her a la fucking Weapon X type shit up in here. So I'm like, how the fuck does that happen? So it's kind of a little bit of a mixed thing because I do dig how they're introducing all these new elements and fleshing out the story using these really trippy, fucking creepy and terrifying dream sequences in a way that I haven't seen since some of the best stuff with Freddy in the Nightmare on Elm Street series. So that's really well done. And some of the weird, crazy, otherworldly imagery I don't think's ever been done as well in the modern era, other than maybe Conjuring and Insidious with James Wan. So I love all that he's bringing to the table here. But depending on where some of these answers go and some of the ambiguity could get in the way of some of the enjoyment, and does for me at moments, but not too much to where I don't dig the movie, because I really do enjoy this movie overall. But also, one of my few negatives, and I'm gonna transfer into the negatives here, it's too fucking long, man. It doesn't need to be over 2 hours, all right? An hour and 40 would have been fine. Let's cut out a couple dream sequences, or at least trim them down. Let's not linger on some of these moments as much, and let's kind of get to the meat and potatoes of the story just a little bit quicker, man. Because that first hour was really moving for me, and then the third was moving okay. But that second half really was working, and it was kind of like the last hour was really the fucking third act, which was kind of weird. But it was really working, and it really ratcheted up the tension and the overall dread of the situation and the overall final girl element with Sienna really coming into her own and really bringing the fight to Art the Clown was just so well done and so awesome. But the movie's just too fucking long, man. Honestly, man. Like, you should have trimmed this down just a little bit. Like, this movie feels like for some reason they put out the director's cut for the theatrical cut. You know what I mean? It's just a bit too long. A little long in the tooth, if you know what I'm saying. And I ain't talking werewolves and I ain't talking vampires. So let's cut the shit, man. Cut the movie down just a little bit. But overall, I really fucking enjoy this movie for the most part. For slasher fans, this is definitely up your alley. If you're really big in the grindhouse, really fucked up, gory stuff, this is definitely for you. But if you can't handle all that, I definitely do not recommend this movie to you. If you are not a hardcore horror fan, definitely steer clear of this movie because holy shit, goddamn. Just the end post, like, mid-credit sequence alone is fucking bonkers, man. It leaves so many questions and things up in the air for a potential third Terrifier because apparently back in 51, some crazy-ass lady is locked up in the sanitarium there, in the cuckoo facility, essentially, you know what I mean? She's locked up in the sanitarium. Some lady with some really fucked up face is giving birth, smearing blood on the walls and shit. And apparently she's giving birth to Art the Clown's severed head from the movie. What the fuck does that mean? Did she have a baby? Are we just not seeing the baby? What does this mean? What? Huh? You get a Chris Jericho cameo. I love that. Judas in my mind and shit. Y2 motherfucking J up in the house. Chris Jericho cameo. Big bonus points for that. But goddamn, man, this movie is fucking crazy. It's fun. It's well done. It's too much in certain times. The score is kick-ass. One of the best final girls in years. Can't wait to see what Lauren LaVara, the actress of Sienna, does in the future. I can't wait to see what other fucked up shit Damien Leone has up his sleeve. But goddamn, spooky season for real. More like gory season with this one. Terrifier 2, man. Holy shit, goddamn. If you're a horror fan, I recommend it. If not, steer clear. Stay far the fuck away from this thing. And if you got a weak stomach and you do like horror, I still say stay the fuck away from this movie for sure. But what says you out there, if you had a chance to check out Terrifier 2 during its limited theatrical run, if you're watching this in the near future, let me know what you think about it. And if you're watching in the present, if you get a chance to check this out, I want to hear from y'all in those comments. Let me know what you think about Terrifier 2. Is Art the Clown a bona fide horror icon? Is he not? Does he deserve to be in the conversation? Is it too soon? You let me know what y'all are thinking about this down below. And as I mentioned earlier, man, don't you forget, spooky season right around the corner, y'all. Don't be forgetting about that. We got it coming at you hot and heavy. We got Werewolf by Night that's going to be dropping, or it's already dropped by the time you see this. Actually, let me correct myself. You've already seen the Werewolf by Night, and if you haven't seen that spoiler review up on the channel by the time you're seeing this review, go check that out, man. We got a lot of great spooky content coming at you this month, all month long. horror/Halloween themed content coming at you almost every day, every week. It's going to be great stuff, guys. But we're still doing all those TV recaps as well. House of the Dragon, Andor, She-Hulk's got the finale next week. So make sure you don't miss out on any of that. And you won't if you click that subscribe. So until next time, y'all, stay tuned. Don't sleep. Happy Halloween. And watch that candy. Check your candy, y'all.